Chris, this is nothing new. We've seen this type of irregular migration many, many times.
The statistics of your own department show that the flood of people coming illegally across the border has gotten worse under the Biden administration.
So I wouldn't call it a flood, Chris, if I may.
That's our Homeland Secretary denying that the situation at the border is out of the ordinary. Joining us now is Michael Cutler, Senior Special Agent INS, that's Immigration Naturalization Services, retired. He's a columnist. He's host of the Michael Cutler Hour. Michael, it's so great to see you. Welcome to the show. So Mayorkas wouldn't call it a flood. He got all ticked off. What do you call the tens of thousands of people invading our country?
It's a catastrophe, but I'm reminded of Voltaire's famous quote that they who can convince you of absurdities can make you commit atrocities. By the way, Mayorkas was the head of Citizenship and Immigration Services for Mr. Obama, and he was investigated by the Office of Inspector General for demanding that his people approve all applications, even when legally they should never have been approved. They found evidence of wrongdoing by this guy, and yet he is now running Homeland Security. Think of the enormity of that. By the way, the 9/11 Commission, to which I provided testimony, identified immigration fraud and visa fraud as the key methods of entry and admitting for the terrorists. And this guy wanted
So then we're in trouble with what's going on at this border.
Absolutely, and if you look at that 9/11 Commission report, they also identified border security as being a critical element of national security, and they identified it as a critical weapon in the war against terrorism. How do you protect the country when you have no idea who's coming here? So now, Steve, let's add to that what's happened in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is now a base of operations for ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and other terrorist organizations. We know from prior congressional hearings that Hezbollah, throughout Latin America, you normally think Hezbollah, Middle East, and Iran, well, they've got tens of thousands of operatives working throughout Latin America, moving people through the drug cartels and human trafficking organizations in the United States along with drugs and sleep rates.
Yep. So we don't know who the heck's coming through the border at all, and it's a wide range of possibilities. Michael, I want you to watch this.
Of course I take responsibility. I'm president, but it was horrible what to see, as you saw. To see people treated like they did, horses really running over people being strapped, it's outrageous. I promise you those people will pay.
Now, you've called Biden the con man.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushua, B'Hashem Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful leg out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushua, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful leg, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And what I want to get into, as you've seen, dealing with the border crisis, all right, you can best believe Esau Edom is pretty much setting up the stage to, to set off for FF, and blame particular people and pretty much, take away more freedoms, It seems like he's, prepping the stage, all right, he's already getting the public used to having somebody to blame, to having someone to blame when he sets off this next event. And now with this border crisis, now they're saying, you have potential terrorists coming through. I was listening to something from Red Elephants this morning. He was saying how, now they're reporting that the Afghans are, raping, women and children. You see? So this man, he's putting all these things out here, so when he go with his move, all right, when he go with his next event, he already has a corporate, all right, because people already look at Middle Eastern, all right, people from the Middle East, as potential terrorists. He's already put that stigma, all right, on those countries in the Middle East. And then you mentioned, that you heard him mention Hezbollah, all right. Hezbollah, is in South America and, saying they have operatives. And Hezbollah is a proxy military of Iran, You see? So now they saying they have Iran proxy, militants, that can possibly be coming through, the border, man. So this man is setting the stage up for a major event, man. All right, this man is up to something. This ain't, he can control what's going on. When you go into, let's get this real quick. On the 11th, at least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, I didn't get that word devices. All right, we know Esau, Edom comes in the energy of the spiritual demon Satan, man. All right. Get that word devices, man. All right. Now that word in the Greek is
Strong's G 3540. Naima.
Naima. It says a mental perception, a thought, an evil purpose. You see that? That which thinks, the mind, thoughts, or purposes, man. All right? And this man, all right, has a lot of wicked, all right, and evil purposes in the earth, man. You see? And this is a time, like I say, it's October, and this is a time where they sacrifice to Satan the most, man. Satan requires blood, man. So expect, some things to happen, man. Because he's already prepping the stage for it, man. This is how the devil gets down. Whenever he's about to do an event, he pretty softens the blow, all right, through propaganda. Let's get that. Let's see what we got. All right. All right, propaganda. It says information, especially of a biased, misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause, all right, or point of view. You see that? So this man is pushing as if, there's terrorists, potential terrorists coming through the border. All right? Even Hezbollah, Iran proxy, Afghan, Taliban, ISIS, ISIS is back on the block. All right? Propaganda, man. So when he does his event, all right, he already has a scapegoat, man. Let's get that in Psalms. All right, this is Psalms 52:2. It says, "Thy tongue devises mischief like a sharp razor, working deceitfully." You see that? And that's all this man does is devise mischief, man. This man is thinking of some type of way to get his agenda moving forward, man. And it's gonna be at the expense of blood, man. All right. Esau, Edom, he's not gonna spare. All right, when it comes to shedding blood, man. You see, and it says, "Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness," man. This man, all right, he loves chaos. All right, he loves disorder. He loves confusion. That's what he can pretty much for his agenda more and more. Because the more people fear, all right, the more people fear, the more, all right, he can control. The more people are going to be, willing to accept, all right, instruction, man. Because the fear of this thing that he got, all right, the fear that he been pushing, with this thing, that's wearing off. You see, that fear is wearing off, man. Let me go to it. Let's see if I can find it. All right, people are fed up, with that gimmick, of the thing, all right, of the crown. Let me see if I can just play a real quick snippet of it. You got food shortages, but yep.
Maskless crowd invades Trader Joe's.
So you see, you know, Masters crowd invades Trader Joe. You know, so the fear, all right, of the crown is fading. You see, only you dumb niggas, you simple niggas, all right, you pride that nigga women, you're the only one that, you know, is pretty much in full compliance. You see, but Uncle E, all right, and Aunt Karen, all right, they with the shits, man. All right, they ain't, you know, they they living life like 2015, man. They don't give a damn. You see, so this man knows that he has to up the ante. So, you know, it would be a perfect time to do a FF. All right, and he's setting the stage for it. So you brothers, you few sisters, man, just be aware. You know, just analyzing and watching in the spirit. This devil is setting the stage, man. You know. So Lord will you edify till next time I say Shalom.